She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Welcome to day 8 of 31 Days to Internal Satisfaction Healing Journey. With me, your host, your favorite dating coach, Coach China T, also known as Arthur China T. And make sure y'all get over there to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Lulu, or others to get copies of my books so that you can read for the fiction purposes and for the self-help so we can get some things cleared up, healed, and moving like as smooth as it should. Now listen, we done made it through one full week of healing. And baby, let me tell you something. You've already done more inner work in those past 7 days than some folks do their whole life and their whole year. That's why I tell y'all about certain healing tools. This makes you do the work. Other things just make you sit in your pain, and that's not doing the work. So if you're just joining in, go ahead and catch up because the healing is real and it's intentional. Now, before we dive into today's soul work, let's knock out our housekeeping things. First and foremost, get your copy of 31 Days to Internal Satisfaction. It is available in ebook and paperback. Now, I did realize that the ebook wasn't on Amazon. If anybody went over there to Amazon to get it, it is there now. It is edition 4, so make sure you have the updated version of that. Then grab your copy of Never Date Just Once, sis, your official roster dating Bible. We're going to need this when we step back into the dating world after we fully healed and we know how to set our intentions the right way. And if you need an example of how the roster goes, play your position, sis, where Shantae going to turn that heartbreak into purpose, flip it, and create a roster that works in her favor. You're definitely going to need that if you want to know how this dating game goes, because if you've heard anything on TikTok, that's not the correct way to roster date. Also, don't forget, sis, you're toxic. I wouldn't date you either. Even if you got 3 out of the 10 topics traits, baby, those 3 are still blocking your blessings from getting protection and provision that you require. So get your copy of that and let's start healing those dating things. That drops July 25th. Pre-orders are up on Amazon and you can get the copy of the paperback once it drops on July 25th. And for all my readers who know there's life after heartbreak, get ready for this 3-book series, Divorce Not Desperate. Drops book 1 on 8/8, my birthday. Get on over to Amazon and get your pre-order copy, or you can get the paperback when it releases on 8/8. But you're going to definitely need that 3-book series, sis. I'm telling you. Now, we got all that out the way. Let's get into what we're going to get into today. These doggone masks. And we've been talking about these versions of y'all selves that have not been serving y'all no purpose. So we're finna jump into what these versions are actually called. Mask. You're in several different roles, wearing several different masks, wearing several different faces, slipping it in and out of your feelings, different identities, everything that's assigned to you. But that don't mean they always aligned with you. You might wake up as mama first. Then you go to work, you become supervisor, or you become the line cook when you clock in. Then you turn into the peacemaker at family functions because there's too much turmoil going inside of the family. When you go home, you become the survivor behind closed doors because you're still fighting battles that don't nobody know about. You're still wiping tears that fall in the shower. You don't smile because you're tired. You don't laugh because you keep crying. You always tell somebody, I'm good, but you barely holding it together. Those masks, sis. And some of y'all been wearing a mask so long that when I ask y'all to go to that mirror and look at yourself and to tell me you can recognize that woman, I know a lot of y'all couldn't do it. That's probably why the views are low. Y'all don't even recognize the original version of yourself. Grab your copy of 31 Days to Internal Satisfaction and go over to day 8. Okay? From the time you wake up until you close your eyes at night, you wear several masks throughout the day. Masks range from being a parent, a sibling, a child, a supervisor, or a whole worker to being in an abusive relationship, being jealous, being insecure, and harboring negative feelings. Remember I told y'all to change the way you think so you can change your reality? If you're still thinking negative, that's a mask and it's coming from trauma, but we got to heal that. Sometimes people wear masks to hide what they're feeling. This happens for a lot of reasons. Many people come from culture or family backgrounds that do not support or encourage the open expression of emotions. Others go through something difficult and find that people do not necessarily want to hear about what they're feeling all the time. That's why you got to get you a coach, because that's what I'm here for. So people in your regular life don't have to hear about your stuff because they're dealing with their stuff. So you get you a coach. You go hire somebody else who's not dealing with that stuff so they can help you get through your stuff. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. That's all a part of self-care and self-love, sis. Often, people who stop acknowledging their emotions to others also stop being able to recognize their own emotions. Mask removal is important in his healing journey, sis. In order to recognize the trauma that affected you, like we identified on day 1, you must be willing to remove all those masks that you put in place to hide that pain. Understand that those masks do not define you, just like your weaknesses did not. Just like those ugly words that people told you, that they did not define you. You define you, not your trauma. Masks come from everywhere, sis. They come from pain, from the upbringing, from the religion, your culture, and again, survival mode. Maybe you grew up in a house where what happens in that house stayed in that house. You knew that. You couldn't talk about what went on, even the abuse. So now you don't know how to be emotionally vulnerable to anybody, sis. Did you know that's a direct correlation to that? Y'all done pieced that together, huh? Maybe you had to grow up too fast, where you had to help raise your siblings. You had to play adult at 12 and 13. You had to cover up your traumas with your strength. And now the only mask you wear is a strong black woman. And she's exhausted. I tell people all the time when they say you're a strong black woman, I tell them do not, that's not a compliment to me. That's an insult. I've never claimed that. And you don't know how to take that mask off because you're scared people won't respect your softness, your tears, or your healing. And they won't even acknowledge your pain. So that's why you stay in that mask. But sis, that mask ain't you. It protected you at one time because it can be protected. But if you keep wearing it 24/7, 365 days a year, sis, that's not a shield no more. Now you just in your personal own jail. The real you, she's still there. She under all that performing that you've been doing all these years for your lovers, your kids, your family. She under all that proving, under all that pretending. She's not gone. She's buried beneath years of titles, masks, trauma, and trying to survive. So today I ask you again, go back to that mirror. Do you remember her? If you strip away all those titles, mom, girlfriend, wife, employee, friend, if nobody needed you to be anything but you, sis, would you recognize you? This is a part of your healing. This is where y'all get stuck. And most importantly, would you love her? That's going back to self-love. Because, sis, we can't heal if you keep hiding the version of yourself that's wounded. We have to take these masks off, sis, even if it leaves us trembling, vulnerable, and scared and bare. And we still got to say, I'm still her. She's still in there. I just forgot what she looked like. Now, let's go ahead and reset this energy, sis. Mask on, mask off. That's just how it's going to go. Now, go find your quiet place away from everybody. Use your meditation music if you need to, but turn it on low. Close your eyes. Inhale 5 times, count to 1/1000. Fill your gut with air. When you exhale slowly, repeat in your mind, I am her. I am her. I am not my mask. I am her. I am her. I am her. I am not my mask. I am her. Now open your eyes and smile. Smile because you are no longer hiding from yourself. Not from the world, from yourself, sis. You are now walking toward her again because now you recognize her. She's familiar. It's time to identify the mask that you wear every day. You want to write down what you wear, why you wear them, what they protect you from. Then ask yourself if you can let that mask go, even for a little while. Ask yourself, can you show up into the world without that mask as your real self? Can you? Those are real questions. You're going to be answering these things as you're trying to figure out about all these masks you got. Don't forget to complete your journal prompt for 8. Reflect, release, and remember who you are. We got 21 more days to go on this journey, sis, and every one of these days is a step towards getting back to your whole self, the real version of you, the loving version. So don't give up. We're not giving up. We're going to keep going forward, and we got to keep doing what? The work. I will see y'all tomorrow for day 9 where we could dive a little deeper. Until then, sis, keep growing, keep glowing, and remember that mask may have kept you safe, but freedom starts when you take it off. I love you. Let's continue the healing. Enjoy your day.
Welcome to Chinatown. This is your host, Coach China T, who's also a known author And as you can see here, I have several books that have been released and that are releasing over the next month and a half to 2 months. So make sure you head over to Amazon, get these ebooks. You can also get them in paperback at Lulu by clicking my website, china-t.com. Come follow me and learn more.